Welcome to another episode of Face the Bully, where we talk about dogs, preferably your dog and mine. And tonight it's a little dark outside. I'm not gonna lie. I'm outside, posted up behind the steering wheel, man. In traffic. I was just doing a little traveling, that's all. Trying to keep my mind straight, take my mind off of terrible things, and because there's things that be happening, things that be happening out here that you just don't want to be a part of. So Face the Bully is a place where I can run to, talk about dogs, blend with a community of people who really don't just want to talk about nothing else and be a part of nothing else, just dogs, and that's what I'm about right now, just being about some dogs. And man, I got me a little sip of some drink right here, got me, sitting here puffing on a stick, man, and just wanted to talk about a dog that I saw a few of them, but really just this one particular one I saw today. He was just real stubborn. You know what I mean? Like, he was just sitting down when his owner kept saying, "Come here." He would just sit there like he didn't want to do nothing. It wasn't that he didn't want to do nothing. It was just that, at that point in time, he wanted to be stubborn and basically just do what he wanted to do. So I just sat there and watched him for a little while, and the owner kept saying, "Come here, boy, come here." And he was just looking at him to the point to where the dog even bowed down and laid down, like, literally initiating, "No, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to come to you." He was really being stubborn. I don't know how many other people can have a stubborn dog. Like a dog that just won't listen to your command. Not right now, at least. They usually listen to your commands, but right now you just don't feel like it. You know what I mean? You got dogs like that. Right now you just don't feel like listening to no command, I wish I was able to turn this camera around and point it at me so you can see my face. I really don't like talking, when I can't be saw. But this is just one of them times to where literally I have no light. I'm sitting behind my steering wheel parked somewhere over at friends, and there's no light. And I just gotta do what I gotta do, Face the Bully. On the real. Now, how many American bullies are stubborn? How many people have an American bully that's stubborn? I mean, that the dog is really nice, It ain't nothing wrong with the dog. He'll do anything you tell him to do, play with you and everything. This dog, ain't nothing wrong with this dog. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, like, your dog just gets stubborn. He probably got stubborn when he watched you eat that apple pie, and you didn't want to give him that apple pie, and he was smelling that apple pie, probably had some ice cream on top of that apple pie, and dogs can't eat ice cream and apple pie, He wanted some of that apple pie, though, and you didn't give him none, and he just probably got stubborn from that day. Could have been the day, sure. Could have been on that day you had that Subway sandwich. Had that pastrami. You probably even dropped a piece of pastrami and didn't even give it to the dog. The dog probably got stubborn. You know what I mean? To the point to where sometimes some dogs can get so stubborn to where they won't even eat. You know what I mean? The dog won't even eat. You get a dog some kibble, the dog won't eat no kibble. the dog would rather have meat to eat on, knowing if the dog was free in the free world, it wouldn't be eating no meat. Because most of these American bullies ain't finna go catch no rabbit. Most of these American bullies don't stand a chance on a rabbit. You know what I mean? They don't stand a chance. Now, if you got them bigger American bullies, you know, not the XL American bullies, you know what I mean, but like Razor's Edge or, you know, the classics, you know what I mean, the classic American bully, he might get directly on that rabbit's booyah and go straight go get him, you know? That's just how it is, you know? With these new school bullies, nah. The dog can barely breathe when it's standing by you. You know what I mean? But now, you do have those stubborn kind of dogs. You know what I mean? And stubbornness comes, I believe the stubbornness comes from us and how we treat them. You know what I mean? You make a dog adapted to something. You know what I'm saying? Like you never, like a lot of the people who get a dog's raw food diets. And then one day you can't get that dog no raw food because you don't have no raw food money. Or you may not have nowhere to store the raw food. You may not have no way to go get the raw food. You know what I mean? It could be multiple reasons of why the dog can't eat raw food today. And the only thing available is that bag of dog chow. That's the only thing available. Is your dog gonna sit there and starve because he don't get no meat? You know, a lot of dogs, the stubborn dogs, they'll starve. The stubborn dogs, if they don't get no meat, they'll starve. They'll get mad and starve. This is something that I've saw in numerous dogs, personally, like a dog that just refuses to eat. I know it's a few other people that's probably saw a dog that refuses to eat that meal that you just gave him. You know, I got an American bully. I went in the house, I made some egg noodles. I put some green beans in them egg noodles. I scrambled some eggs, and I put them eggs in them egg noodles. And I took a cup of dog food, dog chow, and threw it off in that mixture. And mixed it all up. Made sure it was nice and moist. You know what I mean? Wasn't dry. You know what I mean? Wasn't dry. And on the side of it, I put some I put a scoop of, I think I put 2 scoops of yogurt on the side of it. Gave it to my dog, man. It was healthy for my dog, so I gave it to my dog. Man, that dog ate that yogurt and left the rest of the bowl. And it was only every now and then she would eat that mixture. And the reason being is because she don't eat no kibble. I got a dog that don't eat no kibble. It don't like kibble. It'll eat kibble sometime, and when it eats kibble, it like to go over there and eat it on its own. Not because you're feeding it kibble, just because there's some kibble in the bowl and it's there available for them. You know what I mean? Just because there's some kibble right there and it's there available for them right there in the bowl. So, you know, her stubborn ass, she'll go over there. She might, and guess what? They'll eat the bowl kind of down. You could tell that the dog like kibble because they'll, you know, mess up the bowl, kind of like eat a lot of the kibble. But you better not go back over there and refill that bowl. Like she just finna make this an everyday course. That ain't finna happen. You know what I mean? That's not finna happen. She is not finna go over there every single day and eat that bowl down. That's just her being stubborn. Now, how many people got a dog like that? It don't even have to be a bully. Oh, man, especially them Chihuahuas. Oh, wait. They really do that. You feed them something they don't like. It could be a Rottweiler. Alaskan Malinois. Belgian Malinois. You know what I'm saying? It can be one of them. You know what I'm saying? It could be a Mastiff. You know what I'm saying? German Mastiff. Will he eat kibble? Or will he just only eat raw food? Or will he eat raw food and, will this dog only eat raw and not eat kibble? Or will this dog eat kibble and never eat raw? A lot of dogs, some dogs won't eat no raw. They won't eat it. Y'all think all these dogs eat raw. Man, I've seen plenty of dogs that wouldn't eat no raw food. Domestic dogs aren't really raised on raw food like that. That's just what you give them. Domestic dogs don't go out in the street and go kill cats and rabbits and things like that. You know, you don't see that too much in the neighborhood. You know, they be biting people. They be having problems with biting people. You know, they don't be having problems with going through the neighborhood and eating the neighbor's cats and going to go find rabbits in the field. They domestic. They'll go back home and go get the free meal. That's what they'll do. They'll go back home and go get that free meal. Because they ain't finna go out there and go run and go hunt. Now, you got some domestic dogs, such as that mighty pit bull terrier, that'll go out there and go hunt down anything. Shout out to the pit bull terrier, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the pit, man. Oh, man, long live the pit bull, man. For real. You know what I'm saying? Bully gang. Long live the pit bull, for real. You know what I mean? Bully gang, man. You know what I'm saying? For real, bully gang, man. You know? Long live that pit bull. You know what I mean? Long live that pit bull, man. For real, for real. You know, out here on the late night, man. And I just love it, man. Sometimes you just gotta live and let live. You know, because there's some people out here in these streets, man, that will touch you and rub you the wrong way. And sometimes you just, you let it happen because most of the time, a lot of y'all ain't got nobody else to talk to, you know what I'm saying, and guide you right. So, you know what I'm saying, you really just thinking off the spare of the moment, you know what I'm saying, off reaction. You really just thinking right now instead of long term. You know, and I'm telling you, man, it's some things out here that'll make you go crazy. But in all due respect, just try living good. Because, you know, this coming from somebody who's also trying to live good. You know what I mean? I'm not hiding behind the camera tonight. It's just that I can't get no light. So I'm doing what I got to do. Face the bully still runs. You know, the blood lives on, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I got to do to keep it pumping, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's a lot of things that'll keep you down. And a lot of y'all probably just need somebody to tell you, man, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Don't even worry about it. You know, when they do you wrong gonna come right back to them. Don't wish it upon them. Just keep living your life. And it's gonna come right back to them. Just keep on going. Cause man, I'm telling you, it's a lot of people that do wrong, man. Done me wrong. Done you wrong. You know? But I'm telling you, man, I wouldn't have a face to bully if I went and really just done what I wanted to do to them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, don't be stubborn like the dog, you know? Cause I'm telling you, it's a lot of stubborn dogs out here, man, that just won't do what you want them to do sometimes, you know? Sometimes you can go to a dog show and you might have to damn near put a harness on this dog to pull him. You know what I'm saying? He is really not going out there in that dog ring. He is pulling backwards, No, I'm not going. You pulling him forward and he pulling his body backward. No, I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? He being stubborn and all our dogs. I'm not going. No. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? But you see what Bashar did. He jumped in there and snatched his dog and made him walk. Sometimes you might have to jump up in there and snatch the dog. You know what I mean? The OG did it. It was done already. So sometimes you might have to jump in there and snatch the dog. You don't never know. What if the dog just, won't stop boo-booing in your rose garden? You know what I'm saying? Stubborn dogs, man. Stubborn dogs. Face the bully, man. Stubborn dogs. Face the bully. They is stubborn. And sometimes you just gotta love the dogs anyway, even if they are stubborn. Because some of them that's stubborn are the most goofiest dogs. They just goofy. Might go fetch your newspaper for no reason. Might go get your Jordans and run around the house with them. You know what I'm saying? Might take your baby's toys and shred them up. just being silly. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no friend like your best friend, man. And that's that bully, man. A real bully or just a normal dog, period. Because like I always say, I like mutt dogs. I ain't gonna lie. I like mutt dogs. Mutt dogs are smart. Purebred dogs are dumb. They're inbred and act crazy. Might bite the hell out of somebody. You don't know what's gonna happen to them dogs. But a mutt dog, shoot, they can still swim. You take a German Shepherd and go breed it to a poodle. Man, you gonna have the best puppies ever. Sure. They might be some different breed. You know what I'm saying? Go take a Malinois and go breed it to a Australian Shepherd. Man, that might be the best dog ever. Shit, you might not even know. You know what I mean? Go take you an Australian Shepherd and go breed it to a miniature collie. Shoot, man, you might have a new Lassie on everything. you might have a new Lassie, for real. And that's some real dog talk. I know y'all remember Lassie and Ren 1010. I remember I used to watch this dog show long time ago. It was 5 Dogs, man. What was it? I forgot the name of the show, but I know the dog's name was Dash, Duke, Lucky, Petey, and Dolly. And I used to watch that show all the time, man, when I was a little kid, man. For real, that's how long I've been liking dogs. I used to like dog shows, you know what I'm saying? I used to like that one dog show when the Doberman Pinschers went and robbed the bank. Man, that was one of my shows right there, man. You know what I'm saying? I could watch that show over and over again. When the Doberman Pinschers went and robbed the banks and they went up in there, man, with the bags on their bodies. And they was talking, going crazy. The man was blowing the whistle, and the dogs knew exactly what to do. Man, that was a cold movie right there. I used to watch that movie a lot, and I liked it. Cujo, I liked Cujo. Cujo was crazy. This was before the American Bully. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't even an American Bully. Dave was still doing his thing right around these times. Dave was in the mix around the time Cujo and them was coming out, because Dave said he had to use the newspaper just to go find the Yellow Pages just to go find some dogs. So, he was really searching up some dogs. But back then, me being a youngster, these were some of the things that I used to watch. You know what I'm saying? And Ren 1010 was like a sitcom that came on, but I used to love that stuff. It was better than Lassie. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. I remember the Dukes of Hazzard had a bulldog in they office. I'm telling you, man, it was always about dogs. Not even if I didn't own a dog, it was always about dogs. I used to go over people's house, see they dogs, and start loving they dogs. Loving they dogs more than them. Then I done had a few dogs too that I was stubborn towards. A few dogs that I just didn't like. Have you ever had a dog that you just didn't like? I mean, he was your dog. He was pretty. But you didn't really like this dog. I had dogs like that. He was my dog. He was a pretty dog. She was a pretty dog. But in reality, I just didn't like the dog. It didn't have enough character for me. You know, it didn't have enough charisma for me. It just didn't act the way I wanted it to act. It wasn't my best friend. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people say they don't like their dogs in their house. Man, shit. I've had my dogs next to me in my bed, man. That's just one of the type of persons I am. You know what I'm saying? I like my dog close to me sometime, you know what I mean? Either on the floor, and if my dog prefer to jump by the feet of my bed, that's gravy. I ain't even tripping. My dogs are clean. You know what I'm saying? But all these things is things that, you know what I'm saying, only people who love dogs be talking about. Only people who love dogs, you know what I'm saying, touch the topic of. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't really never owned a dog and loved the dog too much, then you wouldn't notice if this dog was stubborn. You think the dog was stupid. He just didn't like to play. And that ain't true. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the dog is showing a reaction. And you as an owner, you have to notice the dog's reaction. You have to notice his reaction to differences in a dog. Sometimes it's hard to notice. And then when you notice, sometimes it's hard to touch the problem. You know what I mean? It's hard to touch that problem. You know, it's still a lot of people around, man, you know, that don't have veterinarian money. And you don't want to take your dog in to go see what's wrong with it. You know what I mean? You don't. You don't want to take your dog in. And I know it's a lot of people out here like that. I could point to a whole lot of people like that. You don't want to take them in. And then sometimes you don't take them in because you don't have the money to take the dog in. And you really don't know what's wrong with the dog. Sometimes you got to touch it. You got to really be able to look at your dog and know what's wrong with it. Notice the difference in how it acts. If you see something wrong, you know, maybe it need vitamins. I had a lady friend point out that my dog was missing a tooth. It could have had a toothache. You know, the dog wasn't eating right at that point in time, you know, and she noticed that. You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes you gotta use your eye, have somebody else around, because you might not see. You just may not see. Touching topics, man, on Face the Bully, man. Keeping it lit for y'all tonight. I'm going to start going live, doing some live shows, having people call in on Face the Bully. And even if you don't call in, it's all good, because I'm going to continue to talk about dogs. I like to really educate myself on dog health. And I like to really educate myself sometimes on dog fashion. Because, you know, as a person growing up with dogs, you just don't want to talk about only what happens with dogs. You want to talk about the whole dog world. Everything on a dog. On Face the Bully. Got dogs out here right now. Smoking on some of that California Kush, man. Until we meet again. Everybody have a nice one. And I'll be sure to get back at the crowd right here on Face the Bully.